internet over? Not quite sure. Let's have a look. Let's get that over here. Let's get the computer on. Good morning, welcome to Saturday Morning Live. Remember, it's so important to know that there will be people coming and going on this live stream as it happens. Yeah, well, it's Saturday Morning Live. We've got a live here. Miles away at the moment. I've just been actually, I wasn't very well last night, and I was up the early hours this morning. Being a little bit sick, to be honest. Let's just, I'll get that up there now, and let's get the live stream up so I can actually see. Got my glasses this morning, able to see what people are talking about. 4 live viewers. I wonder if those live viewers now, I'm going to say it again, I wonder if any of those live viewers are actually stalkers. We've got 1 like, I didn't ask from, but let's see if we can get a few more likes. And if you don't know how to like it, after the live stream, get onto YouTube and have a look how to give a like on a live stream. Let me just straighten this tripod up just a little bit more. There we go. Is that better? Is that better? There we go. Get that up now. Hold on a sec, bear with me. My channel, because I can see it better on here. There we go. Live stream coming up. Just turn the volume down on that. There we go, it'll come up in a minute. The economy is growing, that's what I've been told this morning. 10 live viewers, we've got 4 likes, absolutely fantastic. Like the live stream as you join. I put this jumper on this morning, but I tell you what, I'm getting quite hot. Not hot in that respect. James Sharp, James, good morning, mate. Good to see you. He says, hello, everyone. That's how it's done. This is a community where we're building consumers and contractors alike to come together and share an opinion. Gem Landscapes up there in Cheshire. If you're a consumer looking for a landscaper, give Gem a ring. You'll get quality assurance and you'll get a quality guy working for you. 10 live viewers. We're having a bit of a problem this morning with the internet. Matt Potter's joined us. Yeah, funny he hasn't said the old silver fox at the moment. Chris and Lindsay Stocking. Hello, this is Chris and Lindsay from Wolverhampton. Oh, he does say silver fox. Oren says, hi John, do you own your own machinery? Yeah, I do. And yeah, that's look, the title of this video is The Economy is Growing, and it is growing. The last 2 months, they've shown some growth, maybe only a little bit, but there is growth. And the recent growth was as a result of the World Cup. Because people were going out, spending money, drinking, whatever they were doing. But the thing is, the growth was there. And you can tell that when you have a little bit of positivity, things start to happen. And one of the things that comes to mind with me on a regular basis is, I'm going to touch upon this now before I start talking to people, is that every day I try to be positive about what I do, and as a result of that, what happens is things tend to happen. Okay, surround yourself with positivity. It's almost surrounding yourself with people that you know that are like you, that give back and support you, and they're positive. When we keep listening to some of this stuff on social media, as we do, mainstream, if you look at the news, the content is always negative. I've spoke about this many times in the past. There is not a lot of positive stories. Occasionally there is, and sometimes those stories as well, what they do, it's got a negative connotation with it. But then what happens is then maybe somebody is being poorly or whatever, but let's have some positive stories that's on social media, on the news, because the news channels generally don't spin anything really positive. I don't think so, not all the time. If you look at the balance of it, it's not good at all. But the economy is growing. That's what this title is about. Let's read some of the comments out this morning. Got Matt Potter there joining. We got Oran. Hi John, do you own your own machinery? Yes, I do. I've just read that a little while ago, but you've got to remember is that sometimes these comments come up at different stages, so it's really hard to orchestrate your way through these live streams. It can be difficult. Yeah, I do. I've got my own digger, okay, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't buy it outright. Okay, I didn't buy it outright. I have a monthly payment on it. Let's be honest about it. You know, I had my other digger, I had that for 19 years. But the fact is, the digger pays for itself. It is an investment. They hold their money. They really do hold their money. So it's a good thing to try and find the digger that would suit you, whether you're in commercial or domestic market, is to find the right digger that would suit you for your business. 16 live viewers, but you've only got 4 likes. Come on, hit the like button. Let's see it now. Matt Potter, why aren't you saying anything at all? Chris and Lindsay joined us. Mike Stapleton says, good morning. Good to see Mike on here. Mike's a regular viewer of this live podcast. A question I ask you is, and I want to hear of you, is these live podcasts, has it some benefit? We got a technician in the room now. I'm not even going to strain my eyes and see what's going on, but yeah, then no one can see you. It's okay. I'll get it. This is what always happens when you get interrupted.
The one on the right.
With this one here?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I wait? So there we are. Debbie McGee's got a charger now, so she can actually turn the computer on and say hello to everybody. Favourite brand of digger? Well, I would say the Takuchi, because I had it for years and I bought a JCB. My boss said to me when I told him, why have I bought a JCB? He actually called me a fool and said that I've fallen for it. Fallen for the marketing and the branding of the JCB about buying British. But it was the only thing that was available. But I know that there will be a little bit of a loss, but they do hold their value a little bit. James Sharp says, inquiries are happier. We'll see how conversations turn out in a few weeks. James, I'm not going to wish you a good luck, because I know that you'll be on it. Sick of Life says, is everyone still busy? So when you join this live stream, what happens, it's not just directed at me, some of these questions and these comments. They are directed at some of the other viewers that are watching this channel now. You can see people start talking about different things. And what you find sometimes is that some of these contractors do meet up, and it's happened so many times. I know John Ward has gone along and seen Dan Woods in Birmingham to sort of give him some pointers. So the channel does work. 21 live viewers, 10 likes. We've got a few more likes on there. Brand of digger, Takuchi, I like that. James Sharp says, I've hired many brands of excavators, most. Hey, I'm just going to remember what James said last week. You must take action to get a reaction, okay? You must take action to get a reaction. I'm going to get my glasses on probably in a minute. They are all a dig for me. Any machinery, parts and servicing backup is key. Choose a machine that has local backup and from a dealer. There we are. James, again, making good sense. As I said, when you do these live streams, you can't remember everything, but James is absolutely, when you've got an infrastructure with a company behind you that can support what you're doing, it's no good having a good machine, and it's worthless if it's not working. Hey, look, before we go any further, I want to read everybody's comments. It's absolutely fantastic this morning. It's all happening this morning, lots and lots of comments, but I'm going to get the number up on screen now so you can call in. It's 07795664002. There's the number. If you want to call in this morning, there is the number up on screen. You can actually see it now. Ora says, I bought a Kubota 2-ton in 2018 for 20,000 plus VAT. Has 1,550 hours. Sold it for 22 plus VAT before Christmas. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. Brilliant. That's great news, isn't it? You know, good to see. I might put my digger and see what I get for it. It's only got, like, I think, 30 hours on it at the moment. Jem says, I've got lots of people asking for jobs doing it at the moment. Your reputation will carry you through tough times. Honesty, accountability and reliability and everything. So it's about making that dish, isn't it? And making sure you've got all the ingredients and you tick all the box for potential client base. Well put together by Jem. Gareth Williams says, morning Johnny and Alison. Hope you're both well. Yeah, not bad. I've got a trapped nerve in my thoracic at the back. I'm getting pins and needles at the moment. Guys, it's not good at all. It is, I think, there's a little bit, it might be getting a little bit better. Chris and Lindsay says, how's your van? Well, the van isn't quite working. That's the thing. When what James was talking about was backup service. I had the van done, I've had the DPF done, and they put an EGR valve on there as well. But what they've done, they bought a second a reconditioned one, which is second hand, however you look at it. And now they're saying they should have put a Ford one on, so it's a bit annoying. And it'll be 3 weeks now, getting on, going into the 4th week. Hopefully, if it's done, it'll be done next Wednesday. So it's a little bit annoying with the van, but it is running at the moment. They tell me it's not causing any damage, and they're going to change the EGR valve on it, and it's one from Ford's. Good to talk to Ian Powell yesterday. For you, those of you who've never seen Ian on here very much, it's almost difficult to get Ian on here because he's got kids, young children, and he does a lot with them on a Saturday morning, and unless he's out walking. And Ian gave me some good advice yesterday, so believe it or not, I get the support of other landscapers as well, so I really appreciate that. There's a number to call in this morning. The economy is growing, but don't think it will last. I think it will. I think it will, Oren, and I do. And the reason I believe that it will carry on going is because it's about timing. It grew through 2 periods where they didn't expect growth, and now it may drop off the next month, but if they put a positive spin on it, this is what I'm saying, is that this is when things grow. But I think we're all looking to get out into our gardens. And the fact is that the growth was in the service sector. So what I would suggest to a lot of you guys out there and girls out there this morning who are in business is that you really need to post, you really need to share, you really need to be engaging, and like James says, you need to take action to get a reaction to things. AC Groundworks and Garden Maintenance, there's my mate there. I agree, Johnny. Takuchi far superior than anything else, yeah, without a doubt. Sick of Life says, Steve says, I like to hire, they deal with problems if you have any machinery. Yeah, absolutely. It's like leasing as well. If you lease machinery, it's a little bit different than buying. You have those service contracts that you have with a car. Bear with me a sec, I just got to have a little sip of this tea. I was up early hours this morning, 2 o'clock this morning. I wasn't very well, but I'm okay, not whining, don't want sympathy, okay? I'm not a wet lettuce. Oren says, Kubota are king for mini diggers. Sikalize Takuchi is one of my favourite in micro diggers. AC Groundworks, my mate Andrew there, and Garden Maintenance Services. You take it easy, John. We aren't getting any younger. No, I'm not anyway. It's amazing when you look at some people and their age, and I think sometimes it's telling, and you really need to look after yourself and what you're doing out there, and look after your health. This is a tough job, day in, day out, doing the daily grind, as I call it, right? In the wet, you get weathered, you need to look after yourself, and you need to get your sleep, and you need to get your rest. For those who are joining this morning now, you see the title, The Economy is Growing. We're touching upon it, but we've got to answer some of these questions and comments that people are saying because they're communicating with each other. Just to let you know that we should be having a call in this morning, and it hasn't happened at the moment, but we may get one a little bit later. This live stream does go for an hour, so if you'd like to go and come back, we have got a guest calling in later, and I was hoping to get John Ward on here this morning, but it hasn't transpired at the moment. Let's just read some of the comments because we need to keep up with this now. How is Alison? Is JB? Is she better? Steve, she is better. Her blood pressure went through the roof. It's normally low, but she is feeling a lot better. I know she's feeling better because she's on me. That's the thing. She's on my case, and so I know she's in the right way. It's all about marketing, providing top-class service, says Neil Moy. Absolutely, totally agree with you. Vans are just trouble. Brand new vans last year, 3 weeks later, in a garage with engine problems. Is that really? What sort of van was that? I think it's all these new vans in it. I think going back to petrol probably the best thing to do, and going back to petrol or diesel. What do you actually think? What's available on the market? Let me know. And remember, Saturday Morning Live, I was going to say earlier, is supported again by Tudor Grass. And we've got to mention as well Ruby Tools, okay? Just been speaking to the guys there, Ruby Tools. I was a bit worried that when I deal with companies in marketing and branding and that sort of thing, whether they sort of like drift off a little bit because of the economy, and they haven't. If anything, is that during these tough times, you need to reinvest. All of us need to reinvest, even if it's not money. It's got to be time. the economy is difficult, life is difficult, and being an entrepreneur and a businessman is always going to be difficult. If it wasn't difficult, we'd all be doing it. We know this, but we just got to remind ourselves about where we are with a business. If you've got any questions this morning, just drop a message on there now. I don't know if any of you have actually logged on and given it a like. Let's just read what people are saying here. I'm late, says JD. No worries at all, bud. It's okay. I bought a 2022 brand traffic business plus just trouble. What's that? Brand traffic business. Tudor Grass Direct. A very good morning, everyone. Finally made it. Absolutely good to see you on here, Tudor Grass. James Sharp says we found that homeowners can't do the tasks that we do. Usually, hedge cutting, tree work, keep the garden 100% tidy, let alone doing landscaping. So people will always need to source their spend. James, I totally agree with you. And the thing that's what's got to happen at the moment, if there are people that's going to downsize, they will still want to spend a little bit of money in the garden or in the home to make sure that it looks good so they can get the best price for what they're looking for. I don't know if you all agree with that, but that's what I feel myself, is that they want to invest into the garden. We're going to be investing. We've been here for nearly 17 years now, and I think when we get to 20 years, we're going. Okay, it's just a house, it's just a property. It's been a great home, but we are going to be doing some work in the garden. Redeeming Garden says we have 2017 Transit L350, and it's great. We had it for bigger landscaping jobs and tree work, so we collect plants and trees. Listen, guys, I've said this so many times, is that when you start looking at all these machineries, you've got a lot of tools in the armory, and that makes you a more attractive proposition for potential clients. If you're a consumer this morning and you've got an opinion, or you want to voice your opinion, you can call in. The number is 07795 664 002. I'm not going to rush this morning. I'm going to get it on there. 07795 664 002. If you want to call in this morning, you can. There's the number. And this is the number you can actually send me a picture of where you are and what you're doing. The number is 07795 595 994. If you send me some pictures of where you are on WhatsApp, it'd be good to actually see what you're doing and where you're from. Redeemed Garden says, Chris, this is Chris Stocking from Wolverhampton. Good to see you, Chris. And I hope your wife is watching this morning. If you've got any questions this morning, now's the time to do it. I'm thinking about just doing the maintenance side of things, grass cutting, hedges, etc. Simple, because I'm finding I'm getting more regular, steady work. Is there anything wrong with this? Chris from Staff. No, there's not, Chris. There's nothing at all with that. And if that's where your source of work is coming in from, you need to go with that. Go with the flow. Go with the lie of the land. Don't go against it. If you're getting work in and you're enjoying it, and it's working out right, you're earning a living, and it's not just a living, you're earning a good profit. And that's the thing, is what we got to think about is that we need to earn not just a profit, we need to earn a handsome profit, okay? A handsome profit. And that means a really good profit in what we're doing. Don't let this affect your prices. Don't panic and start worrying about buying work. Just don't buy work. That's just not a good thing to do. It's like the economy at the moment with all these big contracts that are being handed out in different places. They've slowed up for sure. But what happens is that people panic buy for some reason. And what happens is it comes back to bite you on the arse later on. Excuse my language this morning, but I have to be frank and quite honest about it, is that what we don't do, what we sow today, we reap the benefits tomorrow. Good to see some pictures coming in now on the WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number is 07795 664 002. Let me see if I can get that back up there now, because I want to see what people are doing. 7795 595 994. There's the number to send me a picture on. For some reason, I don't know if Alison can get that up for me. 07795 595 994. Let's see if I can get that. I don't know if it's been. No, it's not. It's not showing for some reason. There it is. Not showing on mine. Yeah, because it's not updating. That's what it's not doing. It's not updating on the computer for some reason. I don't know why. Got a blue light say got the internet. Technical difficulties. It's always difficult. Garth has sent us a picture this morning. Good. Send me a picture, guys. I want to see what you're doing this morning. Let me just read some of the comments. I'm not having anything come through now for some reason, and I don't know why. So, oh, there we are. There we are. Let's pause that. No, let's leave that run. The sound's down. We're back on it now this morning. There we are. I can just see what's there. Let's just get the comments up. Bear with me a sec because I want to read what people are not catching up with that now. There's no way I'm catching up with that. I'll have to try and read them off the ear this morning. James Sharp says, let's get the glasses on. That's why I do it off the computer. Wading through mud mostly, as the picture I sent. Yeah, James, and I will look at that in a minute. Chris Bates says, cheers for all the advice. Everyone, this is a great group, but most importantly, it's good for morale and keeping sound mental health in strange times. Do you know the thing is about this, Chris, is that this is why these live feeds help. It helps you to rationalise that and realise that it's just not you that is out there and paddling that boat upstream. We're all doing it, okay? We're all doing it. We're all on it. And what we'll find off here is that you may just see something at some point on here through a comment that one of the guys like Gareth and Jem and Sick of Lies and James Sharp, because these guys are experienced guys, and it doesn't matter whether you're experienced or inexperienced, these guys will say something, a lot of people will say something, and it just may sort of, you know, have that relevance to who you are and what you're doing, and it just may help you in the right direction. So, you know, just look at this community that we've got. It's got massive benefits to many. You know, when we look at here, the people that actually join on the live stream, sometimes it goes up to about 32, 40. We've had 50 sometimes if I put a clickbait title in it, right? But the fact is that we have these people on here on a regular basis, and people watch these at a later day. Mark Breyer says, always tricky to price laying a porcelain patio in Kent, where I am, normally charge between £200 and £250 a square metre. James B says, I've been doing maintenance for nearly 10 years now, only new to landscaping. James, you need to have a checklist, okay? You need to have a checklist. Gareth says, I'm working in sale today, mate. You got you on loudspeaker. Do you know, I'm going to have a Saturday morning with Gareth at some time in the future and do a live stream. I'm due to go to Manchester very, very soon, and it'd be good to get up in the morning and just get down there for half an hour and do a live stream with Gareth. So if you're up for it, mate, send some pictures, mate, where you are. We'll have a look this morning. Sicker Life says, I'm still charging £175 for porcelain. Thing is, this is where it helps. It gives you an idea, okay, of where what people are pricing. But please remember that everyone has a different scale, because they're always different. Mike, if you want to call in this morning, let me give you the number to call in. It's 07795 664002. I don't know if you've done that on accident, but just don't call on this number. Let me just read what people are saying. I'm going to go back there. Just read. Jem says, morning, I'm so glad that you are well. I've caught up. There we are. New Views Landscaping. Morning, mate. Hiya, Bud. How's it going? Good to see you on here. Mark Breyer says, thanks, James. Always good to compare. There we are. This is how it works. They're thanking each other. Trying to figure out what WhatsApp. It's new to me. Listen, Mike, it's funny you should say that, but the thing is, when you get on it, it just has massive benefits. I'm not a real techie, but hey, get on WhatsApp, it's good. Mark Lord, morning, Johnny boy. Good morning, Mark. How you doing? Where are you from this morning? Wouldn't it be nice, actually, Rob Fry? It's good to see Rob on here. He's always great. He's always commenting, always supporting the channel. Look, guys, before we go any further and start talking about other things, let's just see if we can get all you guys just put where you're from, just the place. Let's all comment now, please. And I'm going to wait for that moment. If everybody on here at the moment can just say where you're from, just put Dartmouth. There we are, Mark. There we are. Look at that. Hit the likes, says Steve. Let's just see if we can put on there where we're from. Last January was exactly the same weather. Wise rain, rain, rain. Let's just see Cheshire, Edinburgh. Look at this, absolutely fantastic. And do you know, believe it or not, there we are, feeling tip top. Look at this. We have been doing maintenance for 5 years and broke into landscaping little by little, and was presented to and that was presented. What about delivery versus niche focus? Just going to read that again from Chris. He says we've been in maintenance for 5 years and broke into landscaping little by little by the job, taking the opportunity that was presented to us. What about diversity versus niche focus? I think diversity is important. I think that the diversity is going to help you get through periods when you have diversity rather than niche, okay? Because you are a niche. You always got to remember you are niche anyway, okay? You are bespoke in yourself, okay? And you can always revert to that. It's almost like being on a football pitch, isn't it? You know, when you get a left back, but he can actually play anywhere, all right? You've got to be able to be diverse and be able to pick up those tools and do those things as and when. Mike Stapleton says, Alison Roberts, I will later, just having a quick cover before heading to some clients. Look, this is it. This is great. I love it. I wouldn't do anything else. I know it. I might be a bit sad, but I love what I do. You're not sad, mate. You're not at all. Jersey, Gary Lemusier, good to see you. Look, Cumbria, Andrew Biggs, good to see you. It's good to read people's comments out here. Stuart Scott in Essex. Which is your WhatsApp number? I'm going to put my WhatsApp number. I'll put on there. Redeeming Gardens in Wolverhampton, Rob Fryer in East Derbyshire, Bidport, James B from Exeter, Exmouth, Reading, New Views, Dale Maguire in Philly. Dale, good to see you. Cambridge. This is unbelievable. This is good to see. We have been just caught up with those there now. So if you want the number, if you want to send me a WhatsApp picture of what you're doing this morning, I'm going to get on there again. See if you can just get used to this. There's 07795 66. No, it's not. 07795 595994. WhatsApp me a picture of what you're doing. There it is. There, it's up on the screen. Look, I am not hanging on, but we have got a guest going to call this morning, but I'm just waiting for him this morning. Richard Dowd says, good morning all. It's good to see you. We've only got 17 likes, 27 live viewers. The title of this video this morning is The Economy is Growing, and it is growing only a little bit, but step by step, and that's how we move forward, right? We haven't got to go in leaps and bounds, just little by little. I'm off for a good walk after this, as usual. Do you know, Steve, when you're on here, mate, honestly, it means a lot to get you on here and get you talking about what you're doing as well to help you and help your mental health, because we all talk about mental health and we get fed up of it from time to time, and it makes us sound like wet lettuces like sometimes, but we all can't be tough like Andrew Tate, okay? Dare I mention that name? No. Whatever you think of him, whatever he's doing, but we need to be strong, don't we? And if there's things that we can do to sort of help each other, that's what we do. Sick of lies there, you just go for a walk. Me and Alison, or Alison and I, we go for a walk on a regular basis. We're out walking. It's great for us. It's good for us physically, and it's good for our peace of mind. And Alison loves those walks with me because she gets more of my sense of humour. Mark Lord says from Peterborough, I'm a tiler and get asked to install external porcelain all the time, and stumbled across your videos over Christmas, found them really helpful and good to watch, to learn from your methods. Well, it's not just my methods, but what I actually do, Mark. I actually think about what I'm actually doing in comparison to a lot of people. Thanks very much for that, Mark. I've got family up in Peterborough, and they've been up there for years. Across the East Anglia way, it gets quite flat over there. And I bet the wind's blowing across there this morning. Love a good walk, mate. Yeah, we all do. Top notch. Where have you been, bud? Where have you been? Good morning, mate. How's it going? Good to see you on it. We've got the regulars joining as usual. 26 live viewers. Let's give it some likes. Let's just remind ourselves where we are. This is Saturday Morning Live with Johnny Boy. We go live every Saturday from the office. And what we intend to do, this is for the new viewers that are probably watching this, because people come in and go out on these live streams. If you just joined now this morning, there we are, got some photos coming in again. Good to see it. Hit the like, says Sick of Lies. Yeah, absolutely. Hit the likes. We want to know where you're from and what you're doing. It's good for the algorithms. Good to see you guys joining this morning. And this is where we are this morning. This is Saturday morning live. We will be doing a live stream from the undisclosed location. I may have a little bit of time to drill through that wall to get the cable in for the router to connect the Ethernet cable, and we'll be doing a live stream from there. But just lately, the wind and the rain's been absolutely awful, and it's caused a few technical issues. As you join this live stream this morning, just let us know where you're from. If you've got any questions, you can ask now. And I'm sure that many of these people that are watching this live stream this morning will help and support you in any way they can. And as if by magic, James Sharp says, it's interesting to see across all the media, Facebook and YouTube, especially who use a wet mix versus a dry mix for porcelain. Yeah, it is. James, do we talk about that this morning? Do we talk about what mix do we actually use for porcelain when we were talking about the economy, wasn't we? We were talking about the economy and support. And I think that's the thing, is that when we do these live streams, we put this title on there, and I've said it before, is the economy is growing. That's what this live stream was about. And I always hope that you guys would want to touch upon that and talk about the economy because it's the title. But it's not the way things go on here. You know, the trend is that people start talking and asking questions, which this is what it is. It's a get together. It's networking. It's networking on a live stream, and it works and it helps people. And I'm sure that any of you guys here now on this live stream, if you can offer any help to anyone, you would do it. We got more photos coming in, guys. Send your photos in on WhatsApp. The number on WhatsApp is 07795 595 994. It's on there on the screen. I'm made of sugar. I can't go to work in the rain. You can, you know. Hey, it's not training if it's not raining, as they say, isn't it? James Sharp says, yeah, about the media and Facebook and YouTube, who uses a wet mix versus a dry mix. Definitely a dry mix, says Gareth Williams. Well, what we talk about, don't we, Gareth? We don't talk necessarily about massively dry mix. We talk about a moist mix. And the moist mix, what's going to happen is a moist mix, there's usually enough water in there for it to do its magic. When you mix concrete, there is a volume, there is a correct volume of water that you need per cubic meter of concrete. Anything over that, it's just not good at all. It leaves big voids, and the voids come in the shape of air voids, capillary voids, and gel voids. And these voids are different sizes. The air voids are normally bigger, and it's normally the air voids that cause the problem. But the biggest thing, of course, is that if you put too much water in concrete, okay, and we are talking about concrete now, is that if they're not regular bubbles of regular size, usually the small bubbles, that's when the problems occur. And it's the same that applies to wet mixes. What happens with a wet mix is that when it's wet, the water evaporates, but you're left with lots of pores. And that's when you get the migration going through, and then that's when you get the condensation and you get moisture in those air voids, and then you get the freeze-thaw effect, and then your mortar starts breaking down. It becomes a very, very biscuit-like. James Sharp says the economy growth, I think it won't be huge growth, but once the winter has passed, the energy bills are lower, people will have more confidence in spending again. Do you know, James, I agree with you 100%, and there's no buts about this, but I think that, I'd like to think that when we're seeing the growth at these different times, all they got to do, in some respect, is, I think the service industry is flying, and I think what we got to do, we have responsibility to help the economy grow. As the service industry is growing, okay, we as being members of that service industry have a moral obligation to help it grow. And what we need to do, we need to post on our social media in a positive way. Things like, if you're thinking about having the garden done, you know, or having some work done in your garden, you want to do some home improvements, get it done now, because we are taking bookings. And you know that there are guys out there that their work is second to none. And as a result of it, they are being booked up. I don't have to say it, and it's not bragging, but if people ask me the question, if somebody wants to ask me now, is how are we looking for the future? We're fully booked. We're fully booked, and the spring hasn't started, and you'll find a lot of these guys are doing it as well. Let me read some of the comments out here. just read what James says, because that's where I was. James says the economy growth, I think it won't be huge growth, but once the winter has passed, the energy bills are lower. I agree with James 100% there. Jem says, always sharp, 4 or 5 to 1, semi-dry, bomb-proof. It is. It's got compressive strength. I don't know what they're saying on there. Find it intimidating because it's best tips for laying porcelain. I find it intimidating because it's shiny, but can see it's becoming more popular. Should we hire a tile cutting saw? Yeah, look, listen, don't worry about it being shiny. There's all types of surfaces that you can have for porcelain. I was hoping to get, to be honest, I'll tell you now, I was hoping to get Matt Williams from Styled on here this morning. It would have been good to have got him on here, and we could have talked about the porcelain. Porcelain comes in different finishes as well. They can replicate anything on the planet Earth in some respect. Best tips for laying porcelain. Well, you want a mortar with compressive strength. It's so important. And then when you put the slurry on the back, you need to fill it. Don't just paste it on. Don't put a coating on. You need, as I always say, all right, if it's a couple of extra bags, you need to put it on as if you're buttering a piece of toast when you were a kid. You slap the butter on, and that's what you need to do. It needs to be nice and thick. Fill all those voids all the way across. Depending on your job and personal circumstances, says James. At the moment, you've only got to see how much of our own money is going into living to see that there probably isn't much spare money. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Mr. White, hope you and your family are well, Johnny boy. I don't know who Mr. White is. I wonder who Mr. White is. We want to know who Mr. White is and where you're calling from across the country. Gareth Williams says, I've laid both dry and wet, and my preference is definitely a semi-dry mix. Yeah, there you go. Everybody has their own preferences. Look, the thing is, as time moves on, you will find your preference. And you will bounce from one thing to another. It's what we do in life, okay? Mark Breyer says, agree with Gareth. Alison and John are lining up definitely this year for a meet. Yeah, wouldn't it be good to have a meet? Any suggestions? Or for you guys now, if you feel that you would like a meet, it'd be actually good to do it. Mike Stapleton says, I found the clients I have enough finances not to worry about the cost of living. I think so as well. Do you know, Mike, I think that's a massive point. It really is. Because there are customers with disposable income. Everybody's looking at their bills. Everybody listens and talks about these things. But I think, without a shadow of a doubt, I think there are people that are okay. I really do. James B says, economy, we are in a funny position at the moment. The people being hit the hardest are the poorest. Middle and higher income earners are not feeling the pinch at the moment. No, they're not. Do you know, I think we've got through the worst of it. I really do. And that's my opinion. But you may have a different opinion. I feel as if we've got through the worst part. I think it's stabilised now. I think that's where we are. It's stabilised and we can move forward from this. I don't know what you think, James, about that, but I think if I was going to describe where we are at the moment, I think it's stabilised. It may have a few sort of, you know, teetering on sort of where it's going to go below or up at certain points, but I think when the summer comes, certainly with the service industry, some people are waiting for a certain time for when the sun comes out and we have drier weather, and then they're going to start spending again. What slurry do you use? Well, I'm using a Bal slurry at the moment, Mike, and it's really good. I mean, it does really work. But there are other good products out there. Instamac do a good one, but Bal is a fantastic product, and I only can speak volume of it. You know, a lot of these companies do a lot of research and develop. Lots and lots of questions and comments coming in this morning. Mark Lord says a lot of people indoor or outdoor do not slurry back butter the porcelain. Well, they should, Mark. They really should. You need to do it because it's just a must. It is actually a British standard now, a British standard to slurry the back of your slab. So if some of these guys, their paving starts popping at some point and the customer goes the legal route, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. Don't lose. Be a winner. Sickle Life says, for me, dry mix, winter, better in the winter and in the summer. A bit wetter in the summer. Yeah, absolutely. You're going to have to do that. Gareth Williams says, Abrax Disc Tool Station, H&H Tiling are amazing for cutting porcelain. Gareth, thanks for that. Look at that. I'm actually using the Ruby SPT blade on the saw, and that's really good. They got some small blade, and even Henry from Elite Stone Tools have got some amazing tools. Rob Fry says plenty of notice to meet would be good. I think we should have a meetup. And where would it be? Where would the meetup be across the country? Very wealthy here in Dorset, James B says. Agree, Mike. Very wealthy here in Dorset. Yeah, absolutely. There are areas, and that's the thing, is that across the country there are small areas of disposable income, sort of little pockets, even in cities and counties across the country, and it's those that you need to target. In your area where you're working, you need to target those customers, not target by hitting them with a baseball bat, but get on it, get after them, and let them know that you're there, you're about, and you're making a noise so you can make a sale. I have to go now, measure up for a large hardwood decking. Hardwood decking, hey, good to see. Good to see someone doing some hardwood decking. Mike Steven, thanks for joining, Mike. Take care, be safe, and have a great day. Send some pictures later on, mate. Mark Lord says it's expensive. Yeah, it is. Without a doubt, it is expensive, but it has longevity. I think the porcelains here, it's amazing how we keep talking about this product, how it's created this vibe, isn't it, of interest. Catch22 says, I've had to get materials outside of the city, Edinburgh, as the waiting times for certain materials are a joke. That's been a problem for the last couple of years since COVID. There has been a massive problem, Catch-22, with deliveries of product. It's been a nightmare. It's all to do with the shipping containers. The prices are going through the roof, but I think they've come back down now. I know. It's mad, isn't it? You know, James Sharp says definitely leveled off. I think it does depend on your client base, as are mostly professionals or retired with investments. It's important to understand your client base to influence your market. He comes up with it, James. That's absolutely brilliant. It's good to understand your client base to influence your market. He uses all the right words. Good to hear. If any of you are watching this morning, just look at James's answers. They're articulate, they're concise, and they're on the board, basically. Redeeming Garden says, who's Bally accredited? Bally, I don't know. Bally. Oh, Bally, the British Association of the Landscape Industry. Well, we were many years ago. And yeah, it's great. It's good to be, part of an accredited organisation. Certainly with Bally, it took us a while to get on it, but when we did, it was good and it helped. But we weren't doing the commercial work, so we steered away from it. A&C Groundworks and Garden Maintenance Services. Last porcelain I used Pave Tough slurry, though thought it was very good. There you go. These are the answers. When people come on here and answer questions, somebody's going to come back and give their opinion, whether it's honest. It will be honest, especially the people that join it. It'll be an honest opinion, and that's what they do. Make sure you do what it says on the tub. Follow the instructions, as they just won't care what. If you have a problem, they don't care about it. If you haven't followed what they say, always be careful when you're going back to suppliers and manufacturers, and if you've had a problem, is how you deal with it. Okay, have a think before you go back screaming, because if you haven't done what it says on the can, they just don't care. James B says, I think it could potentially get worse. All depends on if prices keep rises. For things like fuel and food, I've seen a few small businesses go bust against one you wouldn't expect. Do you know, James, I think you're right in a lot of respect there. But I believe at the moment is that obviously this war in the Ukraine isn't helping at the moment. And I don't know, it's just forced the world into ingenuity, and I see the Israelis have brought out a car now that will run on everything and anything. Okay, they've got this, and we know that the energy's been there for a while. It's just the big boys controlling the marketplace at the moment. But I think at the moment, with this war going on, I think that until that slows down, and then they'll want it to continue, because some of the big boys are earning money because of a war. People make money on the back of misery. It's no brainer, is it? People make money on the back of misery. You see it all the time. That can apply in many places, and certainly in the landscape business, people are making money on the back of misery because they haven't delivered a job that's right. And certainly the war in the Ukraine is that people are making the money on misery. Sicker Life says, for porcelain, I always use a table saw. There you go. James B says, of the middle and higher incomes and being affected, higher end bikes are still selling, but lower end aren't, as they are the lower earners. Would you say that's the same with beer and alcohol, that people are buying? Is any beer quality, like, I don't know. I think it is. I think certainly when you look at Prosecco, right? And it's mad how we've moved on to Prosecco, because that's what I think about. Prosecco, there's good Prosecco and there's lots of bad Prosecco, but it's the good Prosecco that is being sold at the moment. I've seen that the other day. Bally, I've got 50-meter badge. James Sharp says, does being accredited make your work better? Good work speaks for itself. Good marketing grows a business. I'm yet to be convinced that being in a club really makes a difference. I think sometimes, James, I think that some people want that support mechanism because they're institutional type of people, and certainly with you and the way you approach things, that you're not like that. You're hitting the high road by yourself and you're making it count. I get that, James, and that's the thing about us. We've never needed any more accreditations because we get the work with our approach. I agree with James with that, but it may be with some that they want to be part of these accreditation, and they may need it if they're doing in the commercial sector. It may help them in some respect. Who knows? Redeeming Garden says, how do we best communicate to clients for added expenses during the job, such as waste, deeper digs, more materials, so clients are not unprepared? You need to preempt, okay? You need to preempt. You need to just remind them and let them know, whether it's in your quote, that there is a possibility that if you have to go deeper, you will incur costs. And it's at that point they will ask. And I think that what you need to do is just keep them well informed as you go along. And one of the biggest things that contractors fall foul to is that they always end up doing these little extras, and I've done it so many times. Alison goes absolutely spare when I've done so many extras, and then when you look at those extras, it puts you behind the work that you've been commissioned to do, and you're not getting paid for it. If you actually add those extras as well, what you're doing, it all adds up. Just don't do it. And if you feel awkward about it, you say, if a customer, for example, says, look, can you just do this for me? And you say, yeah, no problem, I'll give you a quote. I'll get the office to email it through to you. Say it, okay? Say it. It's okay being a good slab layer or a good carpenter or a good bricklayer. You need to be a good business person in this world to survive. So you need to say it. You need to say, sorry, but I'll have to get back to the office and they'll send you a quote. I'll measure up and let you know how much it's going to cost. There's ways and words and terminology that you can use to get yourself out that, don't feel awkward about it. You're in here to make money. And the last thing you want to be doing is telling your wife that you're not going away the weekend because you've gone too longer on a job and you've done all those extras and you haven't been paid for it. Gary Lemousier in Jersey says, got to get back to work. All the best, Johnny boy. All the best, Gary. Good to see you, mate. Thanks very much for joining. And you'll see that a lot of people will watch these live streams after as well and watch it through because it only is for an hour. They know that they enjoy it, and there's something that people are going to say where they know they're going to benefit. Let me have a look at that now. Look at that, 29 live viewers, 25 likes. Absolutely fantastic without asking. So give it another like, come on. We've got 10 minutes before we shut this live stream down. It will be shut down because it'll still be out there. Thanks for joining me. It's Johnny Boy. It's Saturday Morning Live. We do this every Saturday. You'll have contractors up and down the country, contractors listening to this whilst they're working. Gareth up there in Sale in Manchester's probably got his phone on a tripod or on some bricks or a slab watching this and listening. So Gar, just want to say massive thanks to you, mate, for supporting this live stream. James Sharp says communication. He mentions at Redeeming Gardens, communications. Speak to the client and be transparent. Be honest that you're in business to make money. There you are. He's done it again. He's done it. And that's what I say. You're in it to make money. You're not a charity, all right? You are not Bob Geldof, okay? You are not a charity. You need to make money. You need to be honest. Get used to it. And what you need to do, and I tell people this, you need to practice. You need to look in the mirror and say, sorry, Mrs. Jones, we haven't included that within the price. Let's check the quote. Let me get back to you. Let me measure it. Let me give you a price. There's lots of things that you can actually say, small phrases to stop them in their tracks and make them think. It's not being rude. It's just being honest and it's being transparent. Andrew says AC Groundworks and Garden Maintenance Services. Johnny, going off now, bud. You and your wife take care. Good luck, everyone. Stay safe. Love it, and Take care, bud. Speak to you soon. For me, I go for the back of my reputation, not any badge, and it works for me. Sick of lies, yeah, love it. Look at that little emojis put on there as well. He's always involved. Good to see. Alison says, have a great weekend, Andrew. James Sharp, exactly, totally agree, James. Be transparent from the offset. Yeah, you do. And that's what Alison does. And you need to. You know, if I haven't got the answers, I won't give it. There's nothing wrong with saying no. I'll get back to you. And that's a good thing. Look at this, 28 likes. Absolutely fantastic. Redeeming Garden says, great advice, guys. Appreciate it. That's what they're here for. They're here to help each other. What are we going to talk about next week? How's it all going to go next week? Jem says, extras aren't freebies. You don't get to shop at checkout and ask for more stuff for free. Do you know, that's how you got to think about it. You know, you just couldn't walk into Marks and Spencer's or a clothes shop and expect to walk out with another jumper or a pair of trousers or some underwear or some socks. And talking about underwear, where is Mario Rizzi? Where is our Mario? I want to know where he is. We need to contact him and find out where he is. He's normally sat here watching the live stream, not here, in his house on the live stream, in front of the fire when it's freezing. He told me in his underwear. Absolutely brilliant. Alison says, Redeeming Gardens, you are very welcome. Great advice and support on here, as always. Yeah, 100%. It's always consistent, always. James is still on here. James, listen, mate, I really appreciate you staying with this at the moment, mate, and it helps me. It really does, you know, to support me, because I can keep talking, but what happens is that when I see these comments coming through, it helps me, you know, and it's good support, so really appreciate it. He says, right, friends, need to get to this weekend going. Housework needs doing. Have a good... He does housework as well, a bit like me, James. John, a chat this week, mate. Yeah, see you this week. We'll have a chat. Don't happen to John Ward this morning. Where are you, John? Where is Mario? Yeah, I'm going to do a little post later on. Where is Mario? We need to know where Mario is. He's not on here this morning. Be good to see him. Look at that. Even Alison's showing her appreciation for James. No problem at all. 52 minutes. I was hoping to get Matt Williams on here this morning, to be honest. But I know that he had a meeting this morning. He said he was going to try and join us, but unfortunately, he's not made it. He's still got a little bit of time. Sick of Life says, after go, love. To you and Alison. Good to hear you. Better, Alison. Have a good weekend. Brilliant. Gareth Williams says, most customers are absolutely fine if you word it right when pricing for extras. Sometimes I don't think clients realise when talking about their new garden. No, absolutely. Gotta read what Gareth says there. Most customers are absolutely fine if you word it right. Yeah, terminology is absolutely key to ensure that you actually don't upset them. You know, you say, unfortunately, we haven't included that in the price. And as the years go on, in your repertoire of becoming a businessman and dealing with customers on a face-to-face, and sometimes if you don't want to give me the answer, just say, like I do, I say, Alison in the office will drop you an email and let you know. It stops them in their track a little bit, but they do think about it and they'll appreciate it, because there's no good presenting them with a list of extras. And that's where a lot of people go wrong. I don't know if anybody else is still on, if James is on here or anyone else, but that's where a lot of people go wrong, is they present their client with a load of extras, a big list after, and sometimes it can cost half the amount of the job. In some cases, it's ridiculous. You need to stop. Don't give it away. You wouldn't believe it does happen, and that's where it goes wrong. Great live feed, Johnny. I think I'll be joining you next week, Catch 22. Come down, mate. Be good to see you, or on the live stream. Redeeming Gardens. Funny how the trade relies on people who have success, for so must we adopt the same attitude. Money is attracted, not pursued. Good words, absolutely. Look, it's been a great live feed this morning. I've enjoyed having you on here. I've got a bit of a bad show. It's been a bit of a struggle in that respect, but it's good if I can instigate and get people talking, get good dialogue in, and everybody starts supporting each other and giving good advice. This is Business Network at the best, okay? At the best. You won't get any better than this. The answer's there. That's why we probably need to do maybe a live stream. When we do a live stream and we have a meetup, we'll do a live stream and get an audience, almost like question time, and get some people on there. Redeeming Garden says, funny how the trade relies on people and being successful, so it must be adopted. Yeah, absolutely. Restore the Soul, great chat. Let's Oh, the rain. Easy to do. We haven't mentioned the rain. I don't think we have we? Next week, all the best. Yeah, absolutely. The rain's been absolutely horrendous. Productivity is down. It's down in the service industry sector. Hit the light guys before you go. Look, there we are. Rob's on it. He's like a cheerleader in Sick of Lives. Brilliant. Anthony Stan says, this is a great community. I totally agree. I'm trying to leave, but I feel I'm missing out. You are missing out because you need to stay with it on the hour. Don't do it. Don't go until we hit the 60-minute mark. Stay with it. We don't. You know, Sick of Lives. You know that we don't go until the whistle goes. I was going to say something else then, but got to be politically correct. Rob Fry says, have a great weekend, one and all. Gareth Green says, getting pricing right is a very big part of running your own business. Nothing worse than working for a rubbish rate. Yeah, rubbish rate. Look, I love this with people coming up with, Gareth coming, no, a rubbish rate. You don't want a rubbish rate, you want a good rate. You're in it to make a living, you're in it to make a profit. You're not just working. You might as well go and work for somebody if you're just working day in, day out for a wage. So if you're a consumer and you're watching this, these contractors on here across the country are prepared to do your job, but they want to earn a handsome profit. Eh? That's what it is. It's not your fault as a contractor, it's the profit. That's why it's expensive. Sickle says extras need to be spoken about as soon as they come up, so there is no grey area. Yeah, 100%. That's what you need to do. Do you know, it's amazing, really. We're saying all this now, but all the people that have stayed with this live stream, all those comments of all the people that got involved, some will learn, some already know, but the ones that will be watching this later on won't just take my word for it. They'll take your word. That's the common consensus. The common consensus tells you everything about this community that we're building. Common consensus is being sensible. Okay, it's being sensible, and you work out what the answer is if you have a question, because you can see it all on here. Alison says, Sick of Lies, don't get me started. Here she goes. Don't get me started. What's the going rate then for 2023? On what? On porcelain? I don't know. Everybody has their different overheads. That's the thing that we got to look at, is that we don't want to go into like an auction room, you know, when it comes to prices across the country. It doesn't matter where you are or where you're from, but prices won't reflect. It might not reflect good on you if you go and give a price based on somebody else across the country. You've got to look at your overheads, your personal overheads, and where you are as a business, okay? Where you are as a business. It's amazing, isn't it, on these live streams that, as I said, and I'll always say, we start off on a certain topic, okay? 32 likes. Absolutely fantastic. We start off on a certain topic about the economy, and then it just drifts and goes off at tangents, but basically we're all on the same thread here. We're talking about it. Labour prices. Oh yeah, labour prices. Again, Bud, you know, Chris, I'll be honest with you, mate, labour prices is always difficult, you know. For you as a business, your labour prices will be different from your competitors, because your competitors could be carrying more people, more equipment, and they could be advertised now. They could sort of have different lifestyles than you. You could have a guy down the road works by himself, and he could have an expensive lifestyle, okay? Some bachelor that lives by himself. It just depends. You need to find out where you are. And what I always say to people, how many people have actually written down their total expenditure for the month? How many people have actually done that and actually looked at their overheads, what's going out? Ingoings and outgoings, recognize them, see what you've got, see where you need to improve, okay? Make those checklists. One of the biggest things that people need to do is get off the phone, stop talking, and get on with the job. I do a lot of talking on the phone. I need those little speakers where I can speak to people while I'm working. I do occasionally put the phone under here and I'm shoving it away, and it's not a good thing because I end up dropping my phone. So I think one of the best ways to increase your productivity is not have specific times to speak to people. It's so important. Or get one of those little speakers. Don't you actually think of that, Garrett, yourself? 2023, I'm working on my own. No more labourers. Let me down. Yeah. I would let you down, Garrett. I'm going to come and labour on you for a day. How does that sound? You got a job for me to come and labour for you one weekend. We'll do a vlog about it, Garrett. More than happy to do it. Sick of Life says 175 price for me, and for me, not greedy, making enough to live, keeping customers happy. No, it's not. I agree with you, Bud. Do John as I do. John is way too soft. Why did she say that for? I'm supposed to be like hard and tough, like, you know, way too soft. I have put my foot down. Yeah, on my head. Restore the soul. Communications and managing customers' expectation is the key to success. I'm semi-retired now, and that my advice after 40 years dealing with the public. I mean, read that. 40 years of experience. 40 years of experience. Communication and managing customers' expectations. That's what you need to preempt. Brilliant is the way, is the key to success. Customers' expectations. Yeah, absolutely. It's what they expect, isn't it? And then if you can manage that, then you don't have any problems. Gareth Williams says, you inspire me, Johnny, mate. You inspire me, Ben. Listen, Gareth, before you go, because we've hit the hour mark now, if I come up and work for you for the day, okay, I'd want nothing for it, but you need to feed me, okay? You need to feed me because I do need feeding. I do like food, and I want to know off you what you're going to feed me. Look, we're well over now, literally on the hour mark. I can't believe how fast it's gone. It's been great having you on here. You're a great community. It's working well. You're supporting people across the country. It's not just about me. I just think of myself as like a dating agency, bringing everybody together and bringing that information together that we need, that wasn't available all those years ago when I started out, for sure, that we never had this in this respect. If you've got any advice or if you want to make any suggestions, just drop me an email, info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk. It'd be good to see what you're doing. Send me some pictures, no rude ones, okay? You can send me pictures of food, you can send me pictures of your work, you can send me pictures of where you are, but no rude ones at all. Alison says, sick of lies. When you have lived with him for 28 years, it's me who needs a medal. Seriously, I think it's time. Assuming his heart's in the right place, will help anyone, if anyone's there, if he's on his own expense. Brilliant. God bless everyone. Listen, I always say, it doesn't matter what God you got, you know, God bless all of you, and you know, you've got to have faith, so I've got to have faith in so. So take care, have a great weekend. Johnny, get me a date. Any date, no problem at all. Get you a date. We'll get you a date, mate. No problem. Great live chat. Great weekend from Mark there, boys and girls. Dale McGuire. Dale, pop down and see us sometime. Be good to see you. Rob Fry, all the best. Have a great weekend, guys. That's it. Be safe. And don't forget, just drop us an email or info@greentoplandscapes.co.uk or send us some pictures on WhatsApp. Just have a great weekend. Be safe, please. Take care. Think about what you're doing. If a job's worth doing, it's worth doing well. See ya. Take care. Bye-bye.